Hi, I'm Derek and I'm going to present about the Morris worm, also known as the first cyber attack. First, let's talk about what is the Morris worm. So, the Morris worm was a worm designed by Robert Tapan Morris. It is notorious for being one of the first, if not the first, computer worm contributed on the internet. The worm is not being called a virus because it does not need a software to work and can propagate on its own. The worm used an exploit in Zenmo to translate a replica of itself. While the worm could only affect the fax machine, part of the worm worked to download its main body onto other systems. The worm did not damage or destroy file, but it slowed the operation of computer and the internet to a crawl. For example, email would delay for days. So, how did it all started? On November 2nd, 1988, the worm was released. A clever program was unleashed on the internet from a computer at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The U.S. Government Accountability Office estimated the cost of the damage from hundreds of thousands of dollars to tens of millions. Clifford Stoll, a system administrator that helped fight the worm, read it in 1989 that I surveyed the network and found that 2,000 computers were infected within 15 hours. These machines were dead in the water, and removing the virus often took 2 days. The worm infected the system throughout the internet at a faster pace than Morris originally expected, and this worm ended up infecting an estimated 10% of the internet. The rogue program had infected the system at a number of prestigious college, public, and private research centers that made up an early national electronic network. Among many casualties were Harvard, Princeton, Stanford, Johns Hopkins, NASA, and the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. Morris, the author of the worm, was a Cornell grad student. After being accepted into Cornell that August, he began to developing a program that could spread slowly and secretly across the internet. To cover his track, he released it by hacking into an MIT computer from his Cornell terminal in Africa, New York. Morris' coding mistakes transformed the worm from a potentially harmless computing exercise to a viral attack by instructing the worm to replicate itself regardless of the computer reported infection status. Now let's spend a little bit more time talking about this guy, Robert Tapan Morris. Morris was a Thailand computer scientist who had graduated from Harvard in June 1988. He had grown up immersed in computer thanks to his father, who was early innovator at Bell Labs at Harvard. Morris also known for his technological prowess, especially in Unix. As a matter of fact, he was also known as a prankster. This may be the reason for him to make the computer worm at the beginning. After the incident became public, the FBI launched the investigation. Agents quickly confirmed that Morris was behind the attack and began to interviewing him and his associates. Plenty of incriminating evidence were found in his computer file. After being arrested, in 1989, prosecutors indicted Morris in 1989. The following year, a jury found him guilty, making him the first person convicted under Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. The 1986 law outlawed unauthorized access to protected computer. Morris, however, was spared in jail time, instead receiving a fine, probation, and an order to complete 400 hours of community service. The Morris worm was significant because it served as a wake-up call for the security community. At the time, the internet was more of a close-knit group of academics and hobbyists. Such a damage in large scale was a significant factor in the creation of the CERT. The organization was designed to address the internet threat so that the IT community could coordinate a response. Whether accidental or not, the first internet attack 30 years ago was a wake-up call for the community and the cyber age to come.